loves it. We're going to have to update you to an iPod. All right, well, now it's time for our health headlines and the increasing health dangers of excess weight and an update on the measles outbreak in the city.
Lots to talk about. Dr. Evelyn Minaya is here to give us some information and insight. So, buenos dias.
Buenos dias.
So, weight gain could put women at risk for ovarian cancer.
Right, but not by the same mechanism by which it happens for breast and endometrial cancer. We know that, unfortunately, increase in your body mass index increases the production of estrogen. So that increases the risk to the girls and also to the uterus. However, for ovarian cancer in particular, it's the constant inflammatory response. So it's a different mechanism of action. I know, out of the box kind of thing.
Absolutely.
So, but it goes to show you that diet and exercise, and that goes for colon and pancreatic and kidney disease and everything else like that, you know, it does, you can decrease your chances of getting ovarian cancer. Again, not by the same mechanism, but definitely, you know, decreasing your weight can help.
And you control that. I mean, you can take control of that part of your health.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's diet and exercise. We have been saying that for a gazillion years. Diet and exercise, diet and exercise. And also insulin resistance. You know, a lot of these women also are diabetics or pre-diabetics. That also increases that risk for ovarian cancer as well.
All right, well, yesterday I got a surprising email from my pediatrician talking about the measles outbreak in the city. It's actually getting worse. Can you tell us about it?
Absolutely. And, you know, it goes to show you that, you know, all these vaccines that we are allegedly not getting because it's dangerous and things like that, the disease process itself is very dangerous. And this is the thing, okay? And this is what I alert all our patients out there. If you think you have it, please do not go to an emergency room. There might be not only a child there, but most importantly, a pregnant woman who are more at risk if they are exposed to measles to the unborn fetus as well. Measles is just not about the rash. It's not about just the fever. It's not about that. It's that it can get very complicated. Most kids, especially, and most adults have to be hospitalized. But people don't realize that. You know?
How do we protect ourselves and our children?
Okay, first of all, there's only 2 doses that are given. Okay, one is in the first year of life. That's your dreaded MMR. Okay, and then a reboost at 4 to 6 age of group. You know, and it's so simple. It is so simple.
Has Noah had his MMR yet?
No, because he's under the age of 1. But they said that if the outbreak continues and if there's cause for concern, that they may start asking people, children under the age.
Yes, at 6 months. Absolutely. And you know, and if you think that you are, then call your pediatrician, call your doctor. Try not to go to the emergency room. That's the most important thing.
Okay, now this is interesting. A generic form of Lipitor has been recalled. What's going on with this?
This is our second recall for the same company, by the way. Okay, they had little glass little particles inside, inside their stuff, so that you really do have to be careful. But it goes to show you, the FDA, again, you know, being our policeman, we don't want it to be, and then we want it to be. But, you know, they put on, you know, these regulations on these manufacturers. And that's what it is. We're outsourcing all of our stuff. Here we go again.
What is the name of the drug? Because it's a generic form of Lipitor, right?
Yeah, it's kind of simvastatin or whatever. You know what I mean? It changes its name. It's just like birth control pills. It changes its name 85 different times. The dosage is different. So in other words, if you have a prescription for 10 milligrams, you might be getting 20. And this is a class 2 kind of warning, okay? And that means that severe side effects can happen. And even death from that.
Wow.
Even death.
So should people, what should they do if they are currently taking that medication?
Somebody just asked me the same thing. If you're currently taking the medication, ask your farmers, hey, where does it come from? What is the generic company? Usually it does tell you. Just like birth control pills, it does tell you.
Okay.
And just check.
Some very high-placed managers on the couch are taking that drug right now.
We need to make sure that they go to their pharmacist.
And you just said death.
Yes, but that's again, that's very rare. And remember, that's an FDA class 2 warning. And what it's saying to you is buyer beware, right?
Check with
Caveat emptor, buyer beware. But that doesn't mean do not stop taking your medication. That's not what I'm saying. So I want you to be firmly aware of that. However, just be prudent. Ask. Okay, that's your right, is to ask.
Okay, so quickly, could sleeping pills, could they affect our memory?
That's a very, very good question. This is a very, very small study, by the way. It only had 22 patients. Okay, so you really can't conclude anything. However, it's just very interesting. 9 million people, okay, are taking sleep aids. What does it tell us about our lifestyle?
We're not getting enough sleep.
That's right, we're not getting enough sleep, and it's not good for you. But that these kind of deep hypnotics, that's what we call them, like Ambien, and things like that, those active ingredients in it might really decrease the ability to memorize. Our short-term memory, going from short-term memory to long-term memory, it might impede upon that. Again, very small study, something interesting to look at.
Yeah, but in the headlines too, the Kennedy case where she was on the generic form of Ambien, and managed to the defense won.
Yes,
so she got off. So.
All right. Well, thank you, Dr. Evelyn Minaya. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
It's just my head is spinning right
but you know what? It's great information and things that we need to know. So we appreciate you being here.
Oh, no problem. Anytime.
Okay.